Yo, yo, it's Trab Moody here from a Toy Kind of Mood with yet another review. Today we got the Gridiron Studios Enemy Ground Pounder APC module and MPAC 46H Upper 105 Howitzer add-on review. Get it? Got it? Good. Man, this thing's a beast. Probably their biggest drop, literally, since the MPAC drones and probably even since the MDS, the surveillance module, Checkpoint Bravo. No longer the APC edition, it is the APC module, armored personnel carrier. So what we're going to do is break down every piece of the APC, run through the modular weapon system mount, the equipment rails, the man port, show off the articulated rear door ramp, which is super cool, the command console with the screens. So let's not hesitate any further and break this mad mother right down now. The first thing I want to do is break down these 4x4 off-road Gridiron tires. I love it. It says hybrid on it. You know, I drive electric, so I'm cool with that. But I'm also a rugged dude. Just ask anybody. No, I'm just messing. But you got the rugged terrain hybrid. Hey, that's the way car companies are going now. They're going hybrid. But yeah, check out. These are the stubby tires from Hasbro. And yeah, they do look stubby compared to Gridiron. Just right away, this is the major cosmetic difference in that. And I'm sure within budget they had to do this and whatever, but yeah, these are incredible. And you do get your selection when you go with the APC of what kind of tire you want. Make sure you get the right ones. You don't want to have a goofy, you know, like a red or an all black tire. This was my preference, of course, classic Stinger. I think the red just obviously beams. But just as a side note, I do like having the Hasbro tires handy for diorama shots and just kind of making everything look cool. So I mean, you could have them around, use them as bunkers, anything like that. So it's cool to buy these new tires because then you have yourself some diorama pieces right off the rip. So nothing wrong with that. All right, so once you're done slipping on that new rubber on the Stinger, you're going to want to take a look at the APC unit alone, of course, and just to kind of give you a quick spin around of everything that's going on. Quick look, and they already have the tires on it, so you don't have to assemble, so that's good news. And just another side note about the tires, because the wheels are so important, you're going to want the middle of the treads to line up with this fender, almost in the middle as you're putting them on. All right, in order to keep the APC up on its hind two wheels, you got these two onboard strut supports. They're kind of like stabilizer legs, if you will, and they're cool because look, you can do this, slide that right on in, it stays up, and we'll go this way, and you'll do the same there, and boom, there we go. You could just chill, or once you slap it on, and we'll show that in a sec, you could put these on the side. It's a really cool thing. It's like it wasn't even necessary, but just another awesome addition. Add a real nice cosmetic contraption there, and it looks really good. All right, and for the articulated rear door and ramp, what you'll do is you'll squeeze the top, and this folds down, and then you'll come all the way down for the ramp. Really nice and sturdy. It's got great quality. Got this like graphite type cement color there. Really awesome. Look at that. Just shines. I don't know if camera, if it'll shine. Yeah, there you go. There's the glare. Really awesome. I like what they did. If you look at this detail, look how realistic that is, and like the level of detail and just the wear and tear on that thing. All right, so welcome inside. This is what it looks like bare bones. First thing what you'll do is decide, now do you have the Howitzer? If you do, you'll take this piece. It's got the cannons inside. You just pull those out. Boom, missiles. You just want to rotate, put them back inside. You know, the more you do that, you wear that out. You guys know. You guys have practice once a year, right? The old lady. Oh, Toy Kind of Mood. We have too much fun. Too much fun. So what you'll do is line that up with the turret rotation there. And boom, the turret base, and slides right in. Gridiron Studios, looks nice. This piece comes with the Howitzer, so it's independent. If you only got the APC add-on, you do not get this piece, of course, because that's where the rockets go. There's just some detail, how it looks, and you can write down notes on Travis's review and how crappy it is. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure you guys are having a grand old time, as you normally do with Travis Moody review. And obviously an option is you just fold these down. You could use it for more space. Guys can put their elbows in there and use it for turrets and guns. Work on whatever system that you're going to put in here for an MPAC. And there's all kind of stuff coming, and we'll talk about that. But I just love the initial design inside. How this is like such a nice graphite steel gray. I mean, looking at the bottom, look at the treads on the bottom. It just feels like metal, right? Twisted metal. These guys are the Twisted Mars metal. And yeah, this feels like this is... Oh, and look at that. Boom. I didn't even realize this. I haven't even done that yet. So you can sit right down and mess with their laptops. Man, that is cool. Look at that. I didn't even know about this. That shows you how much I study those pictures. But yeah, let's see how a Cobra looks inside. My first little nitpick of the day is this. This looks incredible, right? Except you have to articulate this guy like a Street Fighter character, like Dulcim, in order to get him to somewhat be comfortably typing there. He's kind of like sitting on his side, and I mean, I don't know if we can even get two characters to sit at each console. Let's try this out here. And then, yeah, I don't know. This is gonna get a little weird. No, I'm only playing. I'm already being a bad boy as it is. But yeah, let's do this, man. Like, hey, nothing like some brotherly love. Yeah, it's a little tight for two Cobras in there and these air sitting. I mean, even if you get them in the Dulcim thing, let's see. We do some yoga. It's tight in here, man. It isn't tight. I'm going to show you guys later how many characters can be comfortably standing and shooting and stuff. It's really impressive. I mean, you kind of saw it at the top of the show. But for this, you're only going to want one. I mean, if they're dating, then that's completely fine. It's a little tight for two here. I mean, until that son of a bitch raises my pension, I ain't doing a damn thing today. All that stuff, I wish these were a little higher, because see, he's just sitting normal. But then again, his head is exposed. So it's kind of one of those things where he is going to be kind of working low, right? Kind of working Mr. Robot-like. So I don't know. It just depends on what you do. But either way, it's pretty awesome. And while we're at it, let's take a look at our guy, Andy Driver. I mean, his name is Cobra Driver. His first name isn't Adam because, you know, he's not Kylo Ren. So it must be Andy Driver. So Andy's got the tactical enemy combat helmet from Gridiron Studios. And it's really cool. And the coolest thing is you snap that off and he's got a hole in his head. No, you'll put some nods on there. And boom. Very cool. Just adds more character to your characters, right? So just pretty damn cool. If he's going on a mission, he's not driving anymore. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome what they do. But yeah, I think most of you guys are gonna leave the classic look. It's just a modern update to a retro Joe. That's what Gridiron's all about. All right, and then I do have the black tactical enemy combat helmet, and it looks sweet. The only thing is I wish the sunglasses were like gray or red, just to kind of give it a little more pop. Very cool. Again, it's black, makes sense, but would have probably been cool. I guess this way the black makes sense, right? Because it's not black on black, because it's the black. Well, it is black on black, but you get what I'm saying. There's some gray and red in there. Yeah, see, that looks awesome. These helmets were not just for Mr. Andy here. They were for anybody. So it makes sense that it's all black. And if he puts gray or red, then people, oh, why didn't it all black? But maybe some options in the future would have been cool. But either way, it just gives them a different look. And it really pops against that gray balaclava. So I dig it. And before we put this damn thing on the Stinger, I did want to give you a nice close look at these awesome sturdy doors and just kind of show you how heavy duty they are. And look at, you get that vibrant. So yeah, you'll just kind of fold this flap down and then pull up and then go all the way down. And voila, you're inside. All right, and here we have a comparison between the HMS, the Heat Seek Missile System, and the APC on its chassis. So the module only needs 2 legs to really stand up, where you got 4 here. So I thought that was a pretty cool look, and just kind of showing you the difference and technique. And this just feels so much better detail. This is just kind of a flat black plastic. And now these are articulated, where these pop up, as I showed you earlier. And like my man Carson Metaxas would say, it's go time, because it's time to assemble these two, the APC, onto the Stinger, of course. So what you'll want to do is take this under lip here and make sure that it goes above the bumper hinge. So you'll kind of go at an angle. And once you get that synced in there, it'll snap right in. That actually snapped all at once. Usually I was doing like side to side, but that completely snapped in. So maybe the more you do it, I've done it 3 or 4 times, it just snapped in perfectly. Look at that, seamlessly. We'll go around the world here, and you'll see right there, it's fit in. Shaking it. All right, so now you want to take it off. I would hold this door right here, put your thumb down, add a little pressure, take your hand like this, and boom, easy schmeezy lemon squeeze. And there's a look at the APC without the module Howitzer that's going to join. I got the netting, I got the folks, Cobra folks. Now, 2 things that hit me about this APC before we even delve into some of the details is the freaking size. Now, this thing is massive. It's big. It's not going to fit in a DTOLF. I mean, why would you want to put it in a DTOLF? Now, on top of a DTOLF, it will. It's big. Like I said, we're going to do some comparisons, but that was the first thing. This thing's a mammoth. And the other part is the quality. It just feels really good. You feel this, you feel this. Obviously, I gave the Stinger a really great review. Go check that out, where I compared it with the Vamp. But this feels really good. You know, it just feels like heavy duty, hard plastic. You got the real heavy duty door system that you pull all the way down. And just the functionality and everything is really awesome. And there you go, there. And so, yeah, it's just super heavy duty, super cool. Feels good. It feels worth the cash. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. You know, you're paying whatever, 80, 90 bucks, but it feels like it's suitable with all the contraptions. But let's get to the modular upper weapon system, shall we? Of course, you're probably wondering, but no, the Stinger missile assembly cannot be connected to the base. This is just a simple peg, but this obviously has a horseshoe system that's been going on with their MPAC. Now, could have they just made a peg? So you could have put this on, sure, but then they're not selling Gridiron stuff. And Gridiron stuff's going to probably look a lot cooler than this. I actually like this. I don't think the functionality was super tremendous, but it was decent. They tend to pop off. And maybe Mark was like, you know, we could take it a step bigger than that. You know, these did articulate and everything. Yeah, it would have been cool to put these on, but to me, these don't really look that intimidating enough for something the size of an APC. I mean, this feels more like a wing thing. It just doesn't feel like the general weapon on this massive bad boy. On the Stinger, it's badass, but on an APC, nah, we need something a little cooler than this. Also, another issue is you put rockets here. What is it going to do? It's going to do the same thing I told you in my Stinger review. It's going to blast everybody in the crew compartment to snakeskin smithereens. So the first thing we're going to want to do before plopping this bad boy on is show you the Impact 46H ground pounder 105mm howitzer upper for the APC module. It's an automated targeting support system, so that's really cool. You got the storage container with the netting. I'll show you how it looks with the netting onto the APC itself. And then you got your auxiliary battery camera, as we saw in the other drones. Adds a modern touch to a classic howitzer, you know, so it's really cool to have a combination of both. I think that's what Gridiron does really well. I mean, that's kind of the name of classified, right? Taking retro 80s toys and classifying them up, making them modern. So you take the antenna, clip that on right there, and boom, articulated, but we'll show you how that looks. But just want to show you more of that detail before we get on in. And as you can see, it's got the horseshoe system. So All right, now we're going old school. We're going the crowdfund days, Kickstarter Gridiron. That's going back with this Howitzer set that we had for the Joes. And then we'll show you the modern. And this just feels better. I mean, this is 3D printed. It's great, whatever. Love the rub on the tires. Feels very rustic and old school. This just feels, I mean, they're just using a whole nother level of technology. So you could have the old classic feel. And you get the ultimate spray here. I'm gonna put this in here. Doesn't fit. So it doesn't fit. You're not universal. Just to let you know that. In case you asked. Ask anyway, help the algorithm, but here's a side by side. And while this looks plastic and this looks rustic, this feels like something printed. This feels like something manufactured. That's just the difference. It just feels more durable. As you can see, it's pretty much the same design. This thing definitely feels just more modern in the way it's detailed. But yeah, so look with a howitzer and the howitzer. Slides right on in. It's easy. So easy. Look at that. Boom, put it there. Spin around. And in case you wanted a comparison, we got the Impact Drone 46H, the APC. It's dwarfed, man. All right, and then we'll take the impact turret off the drone. We'll slide that on in case anybody is getting ready for football and they're fans of the Denver Broncos or Chicago Bears. They'll be ready to go and celebrate. Just put like a bear or a bronco on the side and you're all good. So there is a Cobra Stinger colorway, obviously, for this. I don't have it. I apologize, but it's going to look way better than this and it'll fit. But, man, I'm a classic guy. I like the Howitzer better with it just because of the size. I mean, this thing is too small, in my opinion, to go with the size of this vehicle. It really is a massive undertaking, right? So, I mean, but if you already got this for your Stinger, then by all means, just plop it on. And Gridiron recently released new pics showing off that Impact 46 equalizer on the APC, so take a look. And perhaps one important thing you want to do, taking out that sleeve, is you want to pop up a computer console and then slide this out like that. Ordnance storage for the APC module. We'll take that netting out there and you got this. Then you could put some of your bullets in there or whatever, so that'll be cool. And then this plops right out as a containment system. And obviously you could take your missiles, bullets, giant bullets, and you'll slide that in and just throw them all in there. And now it's stuck forever. Actually, it landed on the other side of this. All right, and so the netting comes with these two clips. And man, Gridiron doesn't mess around. Even on these little clips, there's still detail there. GS, letting you know, these are mine. So you'll take that, you'll take the round hook part, and then it'll just snap on there. And then you'll put the opposite there. All right, for the netting. And so based on images, it seems like you want to go vertical with it. Originally, I was going horizontal, but that didn't make sense since you want to cover as much with the netting as you can. And so you want to probably go about, line it up with the clips. Probably go about here. See how that is. No, that's even. Say that's going to do. And you want to pull this up as much as you can so that way it covers the base of it. And you can get it tight, stick your characters in, and then however way you want. You can. And I think the only little issue I have is that these holes feel too small to get with this clip, and I'm afraid of like maybe tearing one out, but it does seem like it could happen. I wonder if I pull this clip up, I can maybe just do one and then clap it on. And it feels like, I don't know if you really want to mess with that. Maybe not. All right, so now that I look at the promotional pictures, it does look like it goes horizontal and not vertical. So, and it wraps around here. So you can do however you want. You're going to want to even it out. Bunch up a bit. Pull that out and yeah, voila. Doesn't seem so bad, does it? That seems pretty good to me. And it looks like it stays right on the back, so it looks like we figured it out live. And of course you wanted to see the tow capacity on this bad boy, the APC. It's got to be like at least 6,500 to at least 12,000 pounds. It's massive. But yeah, you're going to take the SMS, raise up the hitch, clamp it on an angle, and I'll show you a close-up. There we go. There it is. Easy. You don't need me to demonstrate. Just come on that angle. It'll clamp right on. It's all ready for towing. So the APC lined up against the HISS tank is the size of my bar. Okay, aerial drone time like the Hasbro unboxing and reviews. And look at the size. We have the back end right on a line. Right? If anything, the HISS is actually probably crossing the line, but from my angle it looks like it's right at the line. I'll push it up forward a little bit. But they're right up at that line and they're straight, and the HISS barely beats it by like a centimeter because of that grill part. Holy moly, the APC is just about the size of the HasLab Hasbro HISS tank. But man, woo, from this angle it looks bigger, doesn't it? But from the drone top, man, that's awesome. That means it's almost the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right, and then using the same Moody drone technology, we have the Vamp versus the APC. You can see the sizing. Of course, the Stinger is the same size as the Vamp. Circle around. It's way bigger. It looks so much bigger in person than it does in their promo pics. But does that make you want it more or less? Because the room, more bang for your buck, baby. It's whiskey time. Yes. Everyone knows I'm cool with Mark, but I'm still going to rate his ass. I ain't giving everything a 5 out of 5. The 5 Whiskey Assassin. Just because Mark and I go back. Man, this is awesome, right? Like, look at this. So you got 4 Cobra troops. Let's see. You could check them out. 4 fit comfortably with the Howitzer. Without it, you know, you could probably squeeze in a couple more, and then they can stand on the back and whatever. But in the meantime, I kind of like this look, all gridironed out. The blues pop against the Stinger. I'll save my 788s for the HISS and the HMS. You got the updated Cobra driver there. Man, this thing's a lot of fun. And then all the possibilities, right? It's like, I mean, who wishes they had a second or third Stinger now? Is this APC something you'd think Hasbro would ever take a whack at? Or, I mean, are you cool with companies like Gridiron and Ramen and whatever? Just fill in the gaps with firepower, because that's what we're getting here, pure firepower. And I mean, besides the 1983 APC, which Classic Joe vehicle do you think inspired this the most? I mean, there were so many, right? Some people are mentioning the Maggot, the Desert Fox. Obviously, you got APCs or Night Force APCs. You got all kind of different vehicles I'm showing you right now on the screen. Let me know which ones. I mean, do you think, was Mark looking at all these? Did he just go APC and it just happened this way? And there's all these other wacky ass vehicles that remind you of this? I mean, so look, the classic APC held 23, and this could, like I said, probably about 6 or 8 if you stuff them around the back. But, you know, it's an addition to the Stinger. It isn't exactly the APC. It's an APC module system for the Stinger, and then hopefully sooner than later, you know, we'll get something for the Vamp as well. If I gave the drone itself a 4.5, what do you think I'm going to go for this? I mean, even the netting I had issues with, and I figured out if I bunch it up and put it behind the clip instead of inside, it fits really well. And then look, when I move the Howitzer around, it stays in. Of course, I got troopers in there, so, but yeah, it's the functionality is pretty good on this. I love the Howitzer. Like, who's someone who already has the Howitzer, This is awesome. Look how more intimidating this is. The netting adds more flavor to it than just having the other drone equalizer on it, right? Nothing touches it. You got an awesome heavy duty ramp system that just opens up all kind of possibilities. I mean, it could be a diorama display. You don't have to have this connected. You could put it on the twos and set up the computers. I mean, there's just so much photography and diorama possibilities, and I'll let you guys, the community, I mean, we want to see what Gun Bunny does with this. We want to see what everybody in the community does shooting this and customizing. Whiskey time, I'm going to go 4.75 out of 5. I think this was the most ambitious project Gridiron has done. They continue to knock it out of the park, and the strength of this gives me the confidence that they can make vehicles on itself. I mean, this thing is the size of a small vehicle, so add on the front with this level of stability, functionality, power, and beauty, and you got yourself vehicles, and we're excited. That's where they're going. Sky's the limit. Will they just fill in gaps for G.I. Joe, some hidden gems, kind of like what Ramon's doing with the RAV? Not sure. I think they're just going to go bonkers with it. That's what this is about, is juicing up your toy collection. It's Call of Dutying your classifieds. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so tell me in the comments, will you be copping this from Gridiron? Have you already? What other add-ons would you like to see with the APC module? I mean, a towable radar unit? A drone launcher? Just sound off in the comments below. And if this is your first time watching a Toy Kind of Mood, shame on you. But you can like the video and subscribe. We go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. It is PulseCon season. We got the preview show coming up. Then the PulseCon wrap-up will be the following week. We focus on Joe, but we cover it all, baby. And it's all here at a Toy Kind of Mood. For Trav Moody, I'll catch you at gridironprops.com in a Toy Kind of Mood on Wednesday. Be good. Take care. See you in the 12. Peace.